Wear your heart on your sleeve. That seems to be the tagline when it comes to these ITN public domain horror movie fairy tale adaptations. And as usual, the critics are going to hate this, but then they were always going to. All jabs at stuffy critics aside, if you can ignore the modern looking light switches on the wall of a castle for a film that's set in the 1870s, there is something here in the 80-minute runtime that a bit of polish could have pushed this movie into a perfect Saturday night horror movie territory. As it is, it's probably ideal for a trashy late Friday night viewing. But one thing that becomes clear when watching the film is all the inspiration behind it. From The Evil Dead to Hellraiser, Carrie to I Spit on Your Grave. There are probably more subtle references I missed, but these are the ones that are the most obvious. If you don't know the tale of Cinderella, then sit back and let me tell you the ITM Films version of the classic. Lovely Cinderella lives in a grand castle with her stepmother and 2 evil stepsisters, as well as a maid and her young son. They treat her like a slave, regularly beating and abusing her. When the prince arrives at their residence to invite them to a grand ball, he sees Cinderella and extends an invite to her, much to the displeasure of her stepmother. When Cinderella is burying the dead body of the maid, that wasn't in the original story, she finds a magic book bound in flesh. The book unleashes her fairy godmother, who looks like a charred sausage, who grants her 3 wishes. As this is a horror movie, one of those wishes revolves around revenge. Very bloody and gory revenge. Nice. So if you've never watched any of these ITN horror movies, and that includes the Winnie the Pooh movies, but specifically all their cheapo templated monster films like Snake Hotel and the like, then the cast is probably going to be unfamiliar to you, and you're probably thinking, ooh, they did a great job. Problem is when you see the same faces every few weeks in a different film. It can take you out of the immersion the movie attempts to create. That and the light switches. I know I keep harping on about the light switches, but did no one see them in the background while they were filming? In order to keep you watching, the movie amps up the gore and violence. The cruelty in this film is off the chart. The scene at the ball where everyone in attendance is beating up poor Cinderella actually becomes a bit uncomfortable to watch after a minute. But one thing the movie does really well is create loathsome characters. While it might be annoying that Danielle Scott is in this film, she plays a damn good stepmother. Although I bet Chrissie Wunna was both excited and upset. Yay, she got to be the fairy godmother, but nay, she has to wear this horrible, disfigured face mask with a ridiculously creepy eye and a jaw that doesn't move in sync with her lines. All this aside, you're watching this for the massacre at the ball. Just like Winnie the Pooh Part 2, the scene is chaotic, gory, violent, and initially hard to keep track of who gets killed and who's maimed. In the end, Cinderella wins. Too bad this is not from Jagged Edge, as this movie doesn't seem to be part of their Poohniverse. Now, I don't hide the fact that my taste in movies is a little on the odd side, and thus, I'm comfortable to admit that I actually enjoyed this film, both watching the kills and counting the amount of times I saw a modern light switch in the background. The opening scene sets the stage for the gore ahead, and you don't need to wait too long for the killing to start. I think I know what you'll be watching this Friday night. I'm the Artie Dans. You are watching Shockmania. Thank you for watching this review. If you enjoyed the film as well or agree with my review, please press the thumbs up, leave a comment, maybe subscribe, and otherwise, I'll catch you next time.